Hello, YouTube. This is Carlos Garcia. Welcome back on this Monday. Um, we are doing a lesson called Evil is Within the Money / Subscriptions. And the reason I entitled that the lesson is that do not think of money being evil, but it will all tie together at the end. But I'm just saying it can allow the weak to fall and stumble if it's not used the right way. So let's begin. 1 Corinthians 8:9. But take care that this right of yours does not somehow become a stumbling block to the weak. So in other words, whatever you do, do not allow it to become a stumbling block. This is just not for the weak, it's for the strong too. Okay. Don't let the title of this confuse you. Please don't interpret this as me saying money is evil. Obviously, money is a good thing to have for everyday expenses. It's the actions that are done with it that will get us into trouble. I just had to start with this so people don't misunderstand where I am going with this. With that said and out of the way, most of this information is my personal opinion with some facts. The reason I am doing it this way is that it kind of disgusts me, and it will give you an idea of why I decided to tell it to you this way. So let's begin. Big corporations are trying their hardest to take as much money as they can while influencing the sheer quality of Christian life. So they're saying everything influences us. This all starts with subscriptions, and to be honest, it shouldn't be this way. I am going to start with the big cell phone provider that we are all familiar with, which is AT&T. AT&T is by far the best one around here when it comes to cell phone service. And honestly, that's not my opinion. But, I mean, it is, but when it comes to actual cell phone service, they are the best around where I live. This is the reason there are so many subscribers on it. People who are on AT&T know that it's not cheap. The reason they can charge so much is they know they can get the money since they work the best around here. This is the reason why the subscriber base is so high. Here's a statistic. In 2019, AT&T had a total of 165.89 million wireless subscribers. The numbers themselves don't disgust me. It's the services they offer. As Christians, we need to be concerned because AT&T is single-handedly making our society fall from the Christian faith as well as other companies. They don't want us to win. I know it sounds like I'm beating around the bush, so here we come to the meat of all this. AT&T is the proud owner of DirecTV. They also provide HBO. Like, they proudly own it. This is why if you sign up for DirecTV and you get HBO for free. In my opinion, HBO sucks, and I would tell you that in a moment. If you call AT&T, they will send you a gift card in the mail as a thank you for joining their service. They will also tell you you get HBO as a free perk for joining. This is where it disgusts me in my own opinion. HBO is not a perk, but it's a trap. I will say, as a guy and a Christian, HBO can make you fall from Christianity very quickly if you are not careful. Many of us know how graphic HBO content is, with all the lady parts, sex, and nudity. I understand that you could change the settings down to tone down the sex, but then there's not much to watch. Personally, I had to unsubscribe because I can't handle all the graphic content. This was before, but now I'm subscribed because, like I said, they say it's a free perk, but we get family movies on there because they own Time Warner and all them. So I don't watch the nasty content because, like I said, it's too much for me. But all the family movies are great, and you can see them when they're in theaters. This whole thing is disgusting. Like I said, it's not HBO itself, it's the content they produce. Like, it's just strictly HBO. Once you put on a show that has graphic content, the companies think you like it, so they will keep feeding you more. This has actually happened to me by accident. Not only watching this graphical content has an influence on our Christian walk, but it could turn into reality. I am not a woman, so I can't speak for them, but I'm pretty sure women hate this. In my opinion, no woman should be treated like this or thought about them this way. Men, we can't do this to our sisters in Christ. Even if you like them, sisters/women are created equal in God's perfect image. We shouldn't treat her like a state. I know I may get a lot of likes on this by women, but it's not about the likes. I felt I needed to bring this topic up because I think it's disgusting and it needs to stop. The most disgusting part is that it's only going to get worse, and I single-handedly can't do anything about it. I am going to speak about the weird experience in college, and it has nothing to do with me having sex with a woman. I have never had sex with a woman out of dreadlock. And so here's the example. In college, there was this one building called the Student Center. In that building, there was a Chick-fil-A, a pizza place, and a Mexican place. There were tables outside and in the building, close to where the restaurant was. They weren't really restaurants as you think. They were just little snacks, like partial restaurants, like in college. If you go, you just pick up the food and you sit at the table and eat. Obviously, I like to eat. One day I was hungry, so I decided to buy some food. After paying for my food, I sat on the table to eat it. While I was eating my food, an awkward, weird thing happened. A group of guys was walking in. There were about 10 to 15 other people eating. All of us heard these guys mention about how they banged that woman out of dreadlock. In other words, have sex. They used the F word, though. Everybody, including myself, stared at them like, did you just say that while we're eating? 1, you should not have sex until marriage. 2, you shouldn't publicly admit to having sex out of dreadlock while people are eating. My whole point to the story is men need to not do this to our sisters or sister in Christ. If HBO causes you to stumble, get rid of it, because you get so numb that you're always going to crave more and more. In other words, that one sin might not cause you to stumble, but you're always going to want more and more if you keep watching it. Lastly, this is my voiced opinion, as it is disgusting and it needs to stop. I just really hate how typical women are treated. The more and more you look at Christ, the more and more it should bother you. Overall, mega companies don't care about the quality of life. They just care about the subscriber base. No one wants to talk about this, so I did. So let's summarize what I was talking about. So the reason I gave you all those statistics, as they were very huge, but I'm not dogging on you should not use AT&T or Sprint, Verizon, or T-Mobile as your service. But what I'm saying is they consider HBO as a perk, which HBO before they bought all these companies, and now it's called HBO Max. But before, HBO was just dirty content with graphical images like nudity, sex, pornography, and stuff. And us Christians do not need that garbage in our life, because that could cause us to stumble. And the more and more you stumble, the more and more you watch, the more and more you crave, and then you're not going to realize what God is trying to do. So at first you might hear God, but then he's not going to be silent, but you're going to be so far deep within the content that you're not going to be able to hear him. And like I said, nobody brings this up, so I felt led I had to bring this up, because this whole world needs to hear it, because I'm not sure the statistics on Pornhub or anything like that, but we as people need to be worried about this, because it is single-handedly ruining society, and the companies put it on there. Even if you watch something like I did by accident, because I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, what the heck? Even if that happens, the thing about today's society and companies, they will always feed it to you. once they figure out you watched it, which honestly, that in itself disgusts me. And companies are to blame for doing this. But us Americans need to stop it, because if we stop it, then the companies know that we don't want to watch that stuff anymore. But like I said, us Christians, people are not going to do it like at church or nothing, but in their own homes, they're going to do it. Like, for example, on TikTok, the algorithm works based on what you like and what you see and what you upload. So, like, I do a lot of Christian videos on TikTok, so I get a lot of Christian videos. But if you do anything bad, then you get a lot of bad content. And as like I said, we as people, I don't know how to do this myself, but even as Christians, the Christians, like, it's so hard nowadays to get a clean movie, but companies are just feeding it more and more to us. That's why we need to rely on God, because He's the only one who is able to defeat this sin, what we call porn or sex or nudity, whatever you want to call it, flashy, you know. And like I said, they only show women, which from a woman's perspective, that I would think, I don't know my personal experience, but I would think that women really hate it, because they show it so often and guys just look at that stuff. But like I said, I wish there was a way I could combat that. But that's why we need to be with God every day so He can help us. Well, that's all for this lesson, and I hope you understood what I was saying. And if you like what you see, like what you hear, subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good week. God bless.